where the narcissist sees beauty in you. You are so beautiful. Everything about you radiates beauty. From the moment I saw you, I was transfixed. The way you moved about the room as if you were gliding from one place to the next. Your features, almost glacial, yet you gave out such warmth. Faces lit up on your approach, as hands reached out to touch you. It was as if their troubles and fears would melt away once they placed a hand upon you. You were so serene. Your neck a little longer than usual, but I found that so compelling, and my mind filled with images of me placing the most tender of kisses on that soft neck. I looked at your hands, the slender fingers that moved across people's arms, giving a light yet reassuring touch. As I stood and observed you move about that room on that first viewing, I was put in mind of Florence Nightingale, and how she attended to the sick and wounded in the Crimean War. She brought reassurance and healing, and you seemed to be doing so in the same way. People turned their eyes upwards to you, hope filling in them, and then the smile. Always that smile. A smile which told the recipient, you are special, and always will be. I could hear that laugh of yours. It was quite deep and incongruous with someone who appeared so delicate. I loved that laugh from the instant it drifted across the room and fell upon my ears. Your hair was tied up, bundled on top of your head, and I remember how later I carefully slid the hairpins from within it, letting your long tresses be shaken out as I stood mesmerized in front of you. Even after so many hours of attending that dinner, of working the room, of ensuring everybody had their moment with you, you showed no sign of fatigue. It was as if the delight and warmth you gave out made you stronger. You seemed refreshed by each nodded thanks and patting hand of gratitude. Everything about you was beautiful that evening, from the expensive shoes that wrapped about your small feet to the diamonds you wore about your neck and dangling from those small, elf-like ears. I was taken away from everything by how utterly and completely beautiful you looked. Yes, you were a true beauty, and it never left you. The way your eyes filled with tears, so that the ocean blue seemed to shimmer with such inviting allure. The slow trickle of those tears across your rounded cheeks was alluring. The furrows in that usually smooth brow bore a defiant dignity which I found attractive. The way you flailed your arms in frustration, like some manic windmill, was inviting. Even when angered, you moved with coordination and grace. You showed, in every situation, no matter what was done to you, that you had been brought from the gods above, so beautiful and so heavenly. The way you would curl up in a ball and gently rock was so beautiful. Your whispered pleas for it to stop sounded like a summer's breeze passing through the trees of a nearby woodland. When others might sound discordant and harsh, you only ever sounded wonderful. No matter what emotion was extracted from you, no matter by what means this was done, no matter what manipulation was applied to you, your inner and outer beauty remained intact. Best of all was how beautiful you looked when you screamed. That perfect mouth, with the slightly fuller than necessary lips, rounded in a horrified O shape, as the cry of despair and terror rose from deep within you. This was no wail of the banshee, but was like a siren's call, inviting and melodious as it rose and then fell. How I loved to hear that beautiful scream. How I longed to see your eyes fixed on me, those clear blue eyes, almond-shaped and sensational. The dejection and confusion are rampant inside them, but your beauty undiminished. You could not scowl. Your face did not twist in shock, anger, or distaste. It was like looking upon an angel which was calling out from the heavens above. But best of all, I knew that the beauty you showed when you screamed was all for me. I always wanted to hear you screaming, just for me.